Welcome again. We are studying geography of class 9 from NCRT book of title Contemporary India for Civil Services Pre and CDS exam. The chapter 3 of this book is drainage, and some introductory part is first point in this introductory part is the term drainage describes the river system of an area. Next point is small streams flowing from different directions come together to form the main river, which ultimately drains into a large water body such as a lake or a sea or an ocean. So I'm just reading it out because there is nothing to explain. Next point is the area drained by a single river system is called drainage basin. Any elevated area such as a mountain or an upland separates two drainage basins. Such an upland is known as water divide. So upland is known as water divide, and the river system, single river system is called drainage basin. Next point is the world's largest drainage basin is of Nile River in Egypt. And next topic is drainage systems of in India. Drainage systems in India. And first point is the drainage systems of India are mainly controlled by the broad relief features of the subcontinent. Relief features are soil, land, like that. Next point is accordingly the Indian rivers are divided into two major groups. First is the Himalayan river, next is peninsular river. So Himalayan river will start from Himalaya and peninsular in the lower part or in the southern part. So apart from originating from the two major physiographic regions of India, the source is Himalaya, and these are Western Ghat or peninsular region. Okay. The Himalayan and the peninsular rivers are different from each other in many ways. So now we'll discuss the difference. Most of the Himalayan rivers are perennial. Perennial. It means that they have water throughout the year. These rivers receive water from rain as well as from melted snow from the lofty mountains. So Himalayan rivers are perennial rivers, or they run throughout the year and receive water from rain and melting of ice. Next difference is the two major Himalayan rivers, the Indus and the Brahmaputra, originate from the north of the mountain ranges. They have cut through the mountains, making gorge. Next is the Himalayan rivers have long courses from their source to the sea. They perform intensive erosional activity in their upper courses and carry huge loads of silt and sand. In the middle and lower courses, these rivers form meanders. Meanders are zigzag paths, like that. Okay. Oxbow, Oxbow lakes, Oxbow lake is like that, and many other depositional features in their floodplains. They also have well-known dwarf deltas. This is your meander, and this is your oxbow. So this is the source of river, upper course, middle course, and lower course, and these are the deltas. Okay. Next point is a large number of peninsular rivers are seasonal as their flow is dependent on rainfall during the dry season, even the large rivers have reduced flow of water in their channels. So these are seasonal rivers, peninsular river, whereas Himalayan rivers are perennial rivers. They run throughout the year. They do not run throughout the year. Next point is the peninsular rivers have shorter and shallower courses as compared to their Himalayan counterparts. However, some of them originate in the central highlands and flow towards the west. So some of the rivers originate from central highland and flow towards west. Other start from west and go to Bay of Bengal. Next part is most of rivers of peninsular India originate in western Ghat and flow towards the Bay of Bengal. So western Ghat we know that the western part is the elevated western part in the south is your western Ghat, and from these rivers these originate and flow towards eastern side in the Bay of Bengal. So this is the introductory part of drainage. Okay.